Hi, everyone. Welcome to my kitchen. You're in the kitchen with KK. I am Kimberly Knox, and welcome today to join me. We're going to have some fun. We are going to be making these cookies. I made them for the very first time last night. They're honey chai spice made with just 6 ingredients, no eggs, and we're going to be showcasing a unique flour because I got an inspiration from National Flower Month, which is March. Those holidays helped me to get my inspiration. We're going to be featuring Tigernut flour. So I am a very, very passionate integrative and functional health coach, getting to the root cause of disease, which we find out is primarily food, diet, and lifestyle. So I just really take the science behind food and place it into my cooking action. So I'm looking at getting the most nutrient dense food in recipes for your body because it's all about cellular health. That is where function and all dysfunction starts at the cell level. That is our focus today, going forward. And more people, because longevity has become a target word, and really calling out big food on all the crap food that's out there. That's not even food. It's chemicalized. It's really just chemicals acting on your neurotransmitters. So we want cookies because kids love to make cookies. Adults love to eat cookies. I grew up making cookies, probably the first thing I started making when I was 3. And we need better alternatives, getting away from the dairy products and utilizing more nutrients and integrating what it means to take away inflammation in that regard. So just a little note here on Tigernut. I buy Anthony's. I end up having to get it on Amazon because it's not readily available at Whole Foods. It might be available at some other stores, but it's just as easy to buy it on Amazon. So what I love about Tigernut is it is a paleo version, meaning similar to coconut flour. It's going to absorb a lot of nutrients. Absorb a lot of water, fluid. So it's a little denser. It's nutty, a little bit sweet. It's made with a tubular. Tubular grows under the ground like a root vegetable, and they dry it. And they ground it, which is really amazing. But the carbohydrates, when you look at this, and it is fully gluten-free, because everything I do is gluten-free, just easier on the gut. We have a lot of gut space here, and there's so many things that contribute to dysfunction, and we don't need that. So carbohydrates, 14 grams, lots of fiber though for that, 3 grams. So when you take that out, you back it out, you're left with 11 grams. Divided by 5, you get a little over 2 grams in sugar conversion per serving. So that is pretty low when it comes to that. The protein sources are good in this as well. And it is a vibrant source of iron. Now, between the Tigernut and the tahini, we're getting a cookie that's packed with quite a bit of iron, which is really exciting here. Potassium is going to be a bit vibrant in here, but it really is the iron, which is about 35% your daily value per serving in Tigernut flour. So what we do need to do with Tigernut flour, and every time that I've used it, we're going to use, I made them last night and I used a little less. So I'm going to make them using a little bit more. Originally, I used a little over half a cup. I'm going to use 3/4 of a cup because I'm also increasing my flax eggs. I'll show you. If you've been listening to me, you know what flax eggs are. You're putting in massive amounts of nutrients and extra protein. So let's get this in. So the Tigernut flour tends to get chunks of, here, I'll show you. I got a little bit too much. Take some out. Bigger chunks. So what I typically used to do, here, I'll show you one. All right. We want to break those up. Now, a fork can work, but you're going to have to work at it a bit. A fork is okay for that. But what I did last night is I added it to my little mini blender, and then I used a bigger blade just to quickly break it up. Almost like you're making oat flour from these sprouted rolled oats that I use in my cooking. So just put it in this little mini blender. I have the larger blade in here and give it a little swirl. that could be more efficient. We're going to keep it in this bowl over here. And this bowl is where we're going to be adding our dry ingredients. So I talked about a flax egg. For many reasons, we've turned away from using eggs, especially if you have autoimmune, if you have viruses such as Epstein-Barr, certain things like that. It has tended to feed them. If you do well with eggs, it is a easy to digest form of protein. These were good. I tried them out downstairs on the head of our maintenance, the two gals at the desk. Fantastic. Way better than when somebody brings you a frosted donut and you just got that film of disgusting grease on your mouth. Trust me, once you change, you never want to go back. I'm making two. So one flax egg is 1 tablespoon of flax, freshly ground. I freshly grind mine in food process in my coffee grinder. You can smell the lignans. I'll get to lignans in a minute, but it's just that beautiful. So this is 2 tablespoons. Fantastic. Good amount of omega-3s. And this has lignans as well. So the interesting thing too is that the tahini is filled with the antioxidants, and the general term of that is lignans. There's many different ones. This is why we a lot of people were utilizing, here's my filtered water. So we're just going to utilizing flax seeds as cancer prevention. So there's many good reasons to have them. I'm just scooping out 3 tablespoons of filtered water. I do recommend you keep filtered water out, room temperature. You're going to see it. Now just mix this together and let it get firm. It's going to get thickened in just about a minute or so. Okay, so let's add the rest of the dry ingredients here. Let's see if we got out all of the, and we did. So now it's nice and fluffy, and that's what you want it. This flour is nutty and amazing. That's why I chose to combine it with my home created chai spice mix. I know that is somewhere in my video reels, making chai lattes and giving you the recipe. I'm going to re-give you the recipe today. I keep it in this jar. It's fantastic. We want 1.5 teaspoons of chai spice mix. You can even round them off if you like a little bit more. So that means we need 3 of these half teaspoons. We want the spice mix to be really vibrant, and it's going to balance out the tahini. If you love tahini, great. If it's a unique flavor to you, this will help to balance it out. And then we are going to get some aluminum-free baking soda in here. We want 1 teaspoon. There was just 2 of these. And we're going to do a pinch of our sea salt. The sea salt that I have been buying, and you can check this out. It's at Sprouts. I know it's at Fresh Market. I know it's at Whole Foods. This is real salt. So real salt has a plethora of the minerals that we need from seawater. Those minerals are important for your bone health, for your energy. Whoopsie, got a little too much here. So it's less than 1/4 teaspoon. Anyway, let me just throw it up. Fantastic. So this is ready to go as dry. Now, what are we putting in the dish to start with? So we're using 1/2 cup of tahini. I'm going to put it in a measuring cup for you guys, but I like to just I know how much 1/4 cup is with a big spoon. But anyway, I'm going to do this for you. I don't like having to dirty things if I already know how much it is. It's not going to change the recipe too much. So, I'm going to show you the brand I'm using. This is important. Artisana brand is high quality. You know I'm a qualitarian. I encourage you to be qualitarians in your own life. You don't need as much food when you clean up food, by the way. Your body just wants quality. This is organic sesame seeds. That's all that this is. When I buy it, I do top off a little bit of the oil and then I mix it in together. Artisana is just fantastic. I use it in my ginger tahini lemon dressings. I use it in my mock tuna fish made with mashed up chickpeas. It is fantastic. Now, why is it so fantastic? Let's take a look at that. So it is high in the nutrients that we need for both our immune system and for thyroid health, selenium, and it's really a great source also of potassium, by the way. We need lots of potassium, over 4,000 units per day. So getting forms of potassium that the body knows, likes, and recognizes through food is synergistic. That's what it prefers. Fiber and incredible. Now, this whole cookie is going to have lots of natural, really good fiber. Fiber feeds good gut microbiome, keeps that peristalsis going in your intestines, which is incredible. We'll get to the protein in a minute. Calcium, iron, which I want to touch on here. Iron is substantial in tahini, which is great because when a person chooses to do more plant-rich and getting away from red meats, you need some iron alternatives. Now, this will be non-heme iron. There is heme iron, which is in your red meats. And if you eat that occasionally, fine. I prefer my ground bison, my farm fresh bison stew. It's actually my #1 favorite maybe meal of everyone. It's definitely the favorite soup that I make in meal prep. Delicious. That's in the kidney section of my book. So the iron, it's got 6 times the amount of iron as almonds, ground almond butter, and 8 times the amount of peanut butter. Now, both those are going to have protein and a good amount, but it's got a substantial amount. I just wanted to see if I had how many grams. No, but in a quarter cup of this, you're going to get 12 grams of protein, just about 12, because for each 2 tablespoons, you're getting 6, about just under 6 grams of protein. So that's right on par with your pumpkin seed, which is great. So you're getting a really good amount of amino acids here. Easy to break down amino acids. That's what we want. Whereas animal protein requires a high level of stomach acid. So fantastic, and more antioxidants because sesame seeds also have lignans, much like our flaxseed. So we're already starting out amazing here. Now, this is going to give it a unique, delicious taste and just so much different. Now, what I'll add in next is the honey. I'm being inclined to add a little less than a quarter cup. I'll keep it at a quarter this time, but I think I actually want to only do 3 tablespoons. There's 4 tablespoons in a quarter cup, but not bad for raw honey. And I don't often bake raw honey, but we are cooking this at a low temperature. So I'm going to put in a little under a quarter cup today. They were plenty rich enough. And with all those amazing spices, you're getting just a snap, crackle, pop of amazing flavor. And they're going to be a little crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. Perfect. Exactly what you want. All right, let me get out one of these spoons here. It's nice to have these little silicone spatulas. They actually help you clean your spoons off and your other material here. Clean out this. Okay, fabulous. We're getting somewhere here. So let's give this a nice mix. I've never had a stand mixer. I don't like them. I prefer the old-fashioned functional fitness, using the arm, using a bowl, creaming the mixture, putting your energy in there, just fantastic. So the honey is going to make this a little bit thicker. It has this nice reaction. All right, so let's get it in the, this is our flax egg. It's getting thick now. Let's get that in. So I've increased the flax egg from 1 to 2. I felt like I wanted a little bit more. That's why I also increased the Tigernut flour. We're baking these only at 350. And what I did, because they were a little bit moist when I took them out, I actually put them on a low temperature, almost like you're dehydrating them just to finish them off. So we're getting creative here. Don't you worry, they're going to taste amazing, even if they're too soft. So that's the way I roll. I like to just do things. You throw the stuff at the wall, you make the edits after. Fantastic, because this is where creativity is. Don't get caught up in being rigid in the kitchen. It's about really creating, smelling. This is already smelling really incredible. When you put honey with anything, obviously it does. So, and it's nice and fluffy. And that's what I like about being able to cream it like this. See how fluffy and amazing that is? It's a little bit thick, exactly what we want. Now we're just going to put in the dry ingredients. It's nice to have an extra deep small bowl with a fork, just so you can toss the stuff in here. As soon as this is mixed, I'm going to give you the ingredients for your chai spice. I highly recommend that you make some, keep it in a little jar. You put a label on top, label it, and then just, put down your equation there. Yeah, this is much better than yesterday when I made it. It's a little bit thicker. So I think this is going to cook up just perfect. So the oven's on. We've got a flat sheet. I love this new cookie sheet from Le Creuset. Fantastic, great investment. And get unbleached parchment paper. So there's no leaching of chemicals. Unbleached, perfect. So first of all, let's go into the ingredients in your chai spice. Then we're going to get these on the board, get them in the oven, then we'll be back and take them out. See how quick this is? So 4 parts Ceylon cinnamon. So let's say you do 1 teaspoon. So 4 teaspoons of Ceylon cinnamon, 3 parts of ginger, 2 parts of cardamom. You can already tell this is tasting great. 1.5 cloves, ground cloves, 1 part nutmeg, 1/2 allspice, and 1/4 fresh ground black pepper with a little happy face and a little thumb. So that's my chai spice mix. And then you just mix it all up in a jar. You have it ready to go for your chai spice lattes, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So now we're going to use that small spoon that we cleaned off. You scoop these on. If you have a cookie scooper, you're welcome to use it. I do it the old-fashioned way, a sturdy teaspoon, using your finger just to put them on like this. These don't need to be rolled. They're going to flatten out nice. Or at least I hope so. There's something went wrong. It should make about a dozen of them. You are going to want to leave a little space in between them. About 1 inch. So when they're done, you can also sprinkle a little more cinnamon on top. That's what I did. Gives them the extra punch. Ceylon cinnamon is the cinnamon that I utilize. Make the purchase. It's more powerful. It's just so much better. Have that high quality. And I use Simply Organic brand spices because they are found not to have other junk in them that you don't want. Spice is a very, very big, expensive industry. You want the highest quality, else you can be putting other things in your body that you're not really aware of. So it's going to make about 15 cookies. This is 12. And I don't want to overload the pan. So let me just wipe off my finger. We're going to get these into the oven, and then we will be right back when we take them out, and you can enjoy one with me right here. So thanks for tuning into my kitchen, and stay tuned. We'll take them out. Okay, let's get these out. 350 degrees, 12 minutes. Looks like it might be the key. What I love about this pan is that if you have a nice granite countertop, which absorbs the heat, you can just slide them, whoopsie, slide them right off so they can cool much quicker. The other ones are in there. So these cooked up a little bit different because of what I added. These were a little flatter and too moist. These look like they're going to be great. You can even give them a little pat. They're going to be a little crispy on the outside. They're going to be moist on the inside. We're going to let these cool, and we'll be right back to enjoy a few. So I hope you are enjoying this tahini honey chai spice cookies. Super easy, under 6 ingredients. Great for kids to make and learn, and great for adults to eat. Super high in nutrients, fiber, things like a lot of interesting iron that you don't always think of in a cookie. Okay, let's get our little serving plate loaded up here. I'm gonna put on a little bit of cinnamon. I keep this in my coffee tea area too. We always got the cinnamon around. Nice little sprinkle. And there you have it. I might edit the baking soda down just a little bit. We will see if I update the recipe. I will put it in there, but you're gonna love this. Spicy, delicious, super healthy, super easy cookie to have. They freeze amazing. So thanks for tuning in today. KK's Kitchen, you are here. Give me a thumbs up if you love this contribution, and enjoy National Flower Month and try out some Tigernut flour.